Hey there, everybody. Welcome to Fresh Out the Podcast, the greatest podcast on Earth. I am the board game guru and game master extraordinaire, Jahananan.
And I am the professional media and movie mastermind, the Funhouse, Drew Munhausen. And this just in, also the best podcast on Mars? I just got that stat from Podbean. So
that's crazy.
I guess we're the most popular podcast on Earth and on Mars. That's pretty crazy.
That's 2 out of something.
Mm-hmm. Is it 9? Is Pluto a planet again? Or is it still not a planet?
I think it's still not a planet. So I think 8.
Well, it is. We're recording this. It's the 3rd of July.
Ooh.
It is 4th of July Eve, essentially. But now we're officially halfway through 2024, which is pretty crazy.
Oh, wow.
And so Gary couldn't be here this week. In the future, maybe next week or the week after when we get a chance, I'd like to do a kind of like top 3 of 2024 so far, now that we're halfway through the year. But I don't want to do that without him. So instead, I thought we would play a new game that I just invented on the spot that I'm calling Thumbs Up and Thumbs Down.
Ooh, we're going to be like those 2 guys.
Yeah, sure. What 2 guys?
You know,
2 guys with thumbs?
Yeah, the 2 guys with the thumbs. They do thumbs up, thumbs down.
Wait, there are other people with thumbs?
There are. Lots of them, actually. It's crazy.
Strange. Here's how the game works. I have the movie release calendar, theatrical release calendar, for the rest of the year.
Okay.
Hold on, okay? I'm not going to go through every movie because there's a bunch of movies that probably people haven't heard of. I haven't even heard of. Some that maybe I've heard of, but you maybe haven't. I'm going to go through more of the mainstream entries here.
Sure.
And if it's something that you're looking forward to, we give it a thumbs up. Or maybe not even that you're looking forward to, but we think it's going to be good and received well. That can count as a
There's
thumbs
only
up
2
as
choices,
well.
thumbs up or thumbs down. I get it.
So you can see where I'm going with this.
I do see where you're going with this.
The opposite.
I
That's where
also
you give thumbs down.
I also don't think that you can hear thumbs ups and thumbs downs. So
you are going to have to vocalize.
Okay. I was just making sure.
Yep.
Same page.
We don't just have to say that. We can say if it's worth speaking on. We can
use words.
Say a few words
instead of thumbs.
And actually, spoiler alert: the first upcoming movie you and I have both already seen together, and we'll be talking about in Fresh Movies because that's Maxxine, that's coming out July 5th, later this week. Actually, though, I can start with the more immediate. It's technically out now, but I haven't seen it yet. Are you in on Gru in the Minions in Despicable Me 4, Jahan?
I'm okay with them. I'm not. I mean, I've never disliked one of their movies, but I haven't seen them all, so
we're giving like a thumb sideways, I guess.
I mean,
the neutral thumb.
There's only 2 options, Drew. I'm gonna have to give it a thumbs up.
Oh, I like it. We're starting positive. Okay.
Thumbs up to Gru and the Minions.
I'm gonna jump ahead to July 19th.
Ooh.
Twisters. Where are you at on Twisters? The long-awaited sequel to Twister.
I'm hoping that it's going to be a thumbs up, but I'm anticipating it's going to be a thumbs down.
Wow.
Yeah.
So thumbs down for you, final answer?
Thumbs down for me, I think, yeah.
I'm going thumbs way up.
Okay.
Way up. Thumbs up for Glenn Powell.
What's better than
Daisy
1 Twister,
Jones.
2 Twisters? I gotcha.
Yeah, I'm not fully sold on Daisy Edgar Jones yet. I've really only seen her in... what's the Crawdads movie that was pretty meh?
Crawdads?
Based off that famous book. Yeah, it's called Where the Crawdads Sing, I think is what the movie's called. Based on a very, very, very popular book.
That title sounds familiar, but I have no idea.
Yeah, well, Daisy Edgar Jones is in that movie. She is also in Twisters alongside Glenn Powell. But I'm down for Glenn Powell. I'm riding high after Hitman, which I really liked. So yeah, I'm saying I'm up on Twisters. I'm gonna give it a thumbs up.
Alrighty.
This next one, July 26th. This should be a given. Deadpool and Wolverine.
2 thumbs and my dick up.
Oh boy, two thumbs and 6 claws.
There you go.
Razor sharp adamantium claws,
Shing!
right all the way up.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah, this
I'm
one,
with
it
you.
looks good. I don't know. Like, hopefully it shakes them out of their funk over there at Marvel. But I'm not going to say that it will. I'm not that confident in it. I just think that this movie will be good on its own.
It is tracking very well so far. It's technically tracking to open up bigger than Inside Out 2 did domestically. So we'll see if that happens. It's a rated R movie, so that would be quite the accomplishment.
That's fair. That's fair.
So August 2nd,
All right.
we're looking at Trap, the new M. Night Shyamalan movie starring Josh Hartnett.
Surprisingly, thumbs up for me. Yeah, this movie looks interesting. It looks good. I like the premise. The trailer I saw, it got me. It got me. I'm interested. Although I am half expecting that the bad guy is like 3 kids in a trench coat or something at the end.
Yeah, I mean that's a given with sometimes Shyamalan movies. I'm
Yeah.
with you. Thumbs up. The trailer for this looks fantastic. My only fear is the trailer giving too much away. I hope not, and I assume not. Knowing Shyamalan, whether it's good or bad, I'm assuming there's going to be more to it.
It was giving. It
They
was.
wouldn't give the twist away in the trailer.
It was giving Home Alone in a mass shooting arena situation, which is weird. And
It is weird. When you put it that way, it's especially weird.
I have a gift, and I have to share it with the world.
That same week, we have Harold and the Purple Crayon, the
Okay.
live action adaptation of the popular children's book starring Zachary Levi. Are you a thumbs up or a thumbs down on Harold and the Purple Crayon?
I was a fan of these books when I was a kid. And sometimes I like watching kids movies, so I'm gonna go thumbs up on this. I think it'll be fun for even just me, but definitely whenever the little kid pops out of the misses.
I also liked the kids' book. I liked it a lot when I was younger. To me, the trailer for this movie, it is not doing anything for me. I am confused as to what this is or what they're trying to do here. I'm a thumbs down on Harold and the Purple Crayon, unfortunately.
Ooh, Drew's a thumbs down. That's interesting. Okay, I don't like
August-
Zachary Levi, so that's
Yeah, he's lost me a lot, especially in the media frenzy for Shazam 2 and just some of his press interviews and things. I don't know.
he has some hot
I'm
takes,
kind of
man.
out.
He has some hot takes.
Yeah, kind of out on Zachary Levi currently. He's certainly not problematic at all, right? August 9th, we have Borderlands, based on the hit video game. This is directed by Eli Roth, starring actually a lot of people: Jamie Lee Curtis, Haley Bennett, Gina Gershon, Kate Blanchett, Kevin Hart, Ariana Greenblatt, Jack Black, Edgar Ramirez. How are we feeling about Borderlands?
For me, I don't know if you know this about me. I do not like Borderlands. Big old thumbs down for this guy. Sorry for anyone that likes Borderlands. I get it. A lot of people do. I played the first one, really enjoyed it, and then it was just the same game like 5 times, and I'm out. I don't care.
I'm nervous for this one, Jahan. When they announced they were making it, I was like, boo, bad choice. When they started announcing the casting, I was like, okay, interesting. Jamie Lee Curtis, Kate Blanchett. Okay, you have my attention. Then there's been a lot of stories about the production of this movie and it being especially troubled. This movie's been in production for quite a while. So that's scary. And then the trailer dropped. And I actually think the trailer looks okay, but they're definitely grabbing on hard to Guardians of the Galaxy vibes. They're really trying to kind of pitch this in the same vibe as that. And I'm nervous that that's a misdirect to just have a really good trailer for a movie that's going to be a big old mess.
Yeah.
So I want to be cautiously optimistic about it, but still, I'm not optimistic enough to go full on thumbs up now. I'm with you. Thumbs down.
I'm thumbs down, and like I'm doing so confidently.
Yeah,
Like I
that's
do not
fair.
think it's
That's
going
fair.
to be good.
I cannot just come to its defense. At this point, I have to agree with you. If anything.
Yeah.
So August 16th, we have Alien Romulus.
Okay. So yeah, 2 thumbs up from me. Aliens. I mean, it can go either way. When these franchises, people get a hold of them, you never know what's going to happen. But I'm hoping that their desire to revitalize this franchise is going to make them make something worth a shit. So I'm feeling good about it. I think this is going to be good. I think they're going to do the right things because they need this to be successful.
I'm also saying thumbs way up on this one. I think Fede Alvarez is the perfect choice to direct this. Previously, he did the Evil Dead remake from 2013. He also did Don't Breathe, which is pretty good, surprisingly. And so I think he's at home in the horror genre and seems to be, good with the gore. I think the trailers for this look fantastic, and the thing that I'm most interested in from what we've seen in the trailers, it looks like a lot of the face huggers, which I am a fan of because to me the face huggers are almost more scary than the actual xenomorphs. Don't get me wrong, the xenomorphs are absolutely terrifying, but like the face huggers grabbing you, wrapping those tails around your neck, implanting embryos in your chest. I mean, that's some scary stuff. And I feel like that's pretty much it, right? You see them scurrying quickly or grabbing the face. If they can utilize them in some sort of interesting way in this movie, that's kind of the vibe I'm getting from the trailer. The cast, I think, is pretty good. Kaylee Spaney has me sold after seeing her in Priscilla and in Civil War most recently. So yeah, I'm in on Alien Romulus. I'm very hopeful for it, so thumbs up.
Me too. What's the show called? Because they're also doing a show, right?
They are.
I don't remember. I thought Romulus was the show at first.
No, I think you're right that there is an Alien TV show in the works, and I feel like it may have a name that's not. Doesn't have Alien. No, it says Alien
Oh, it
TV
might just be
series
Alien.
2025.
Yeah. Maybe it doesn't have a name quite yet.
I don't know if this is. Oh no, there's a cast for it. So this is something they're working on. Let's see. I'm reading this live as we're.
I heard about this at the same time as the movie, which is why.
Yeah, because Timothy Oliphant's in it.
Ooh, good pick.
Let's see. The series is a prequel taking place before the events of Alien.
Right.
It'll be tied more into the style and mythology of the original 1979 film rather than Prometheus and Alien Covenant. Okay.
Good.
It was an active pre-production in April 2023. The production was halted due to the strike in the fall, and filming had resumed as of April 2024. Okay, so they've been filming this if it's not already done. So yeah, that's a thing that's coming next year. Nice little sidebar, but I'm glad that we
thumbs up or thumbs down, Shrew.
On the TV show?
Yeah.
Thumbs up.
Thumbs
sure,
up. Me too. Yeah, I'm just a big fan of the IP, and I'm always hopeful that they'll do it well. Although they've done it poorly several times, so we'll see.
The next one, the same weekend as Alien Romulus, and this will come up in our Fresh Movies, spoiler alert. But Horizon: An American Saga Chapter 2. This is Chapter 2 of Kevin Costner's new epic Western, Chapter 1 of which is currently in theaters. I'm assuming you probably have little to no opinion on this since you haven't seen Chapter 1.
I'm going to go thumbs down. I'm not a big Western guy. I'm not saying they're all bad. I'm not saying I hate them all, but since I don't know anything beyond that, I'm going to thumbs down it.
How dare you?
Absolutely. I'm a terrible person.
I'm going to go thumbs up for now. I'll explain why later.
Fair enough.
It's a soft thumbs up. I'll put it that way. It's I had to give my thumbs some Viagra to get the thumb
gotcha.
up. But
it happens to lots of guys, man. It's okay.
Yeah. So August 23rd, The Crow, the remake of The Crow starring Bill Skarsgård. Have you seen the trailer for this?
I think so. I'm gonna go thumbs up. I liked the original a lot. I liked several of the sequels. Some of them are actually not bad, but I mean the fact that they're getting Skarsgård in this, he's really good. I think he's a good pick, and so that leads me to believe they're off on the right foot because the Crow is the main character. You know, you have to have the right person, and I think they have that. So I'm gonna go ahead and thumbs up this.
Wasn't Jason Momoa attached to this for like the longest time?
He might have been.
I feel like that was a thing.
That sounds vaguely familiar, but I couldn't tell you.
The trailer for this is not doing it for me.
Yeah.
I am going to go ahead and say thumbs down.
How dare you? Were you a Crow guy?
No, not really. I came to it late, so there's not a lot of nostalgia there. Man, Bradley Cooper, Luke Evans, Jack Houston, and Jason Momoa were all cast as Eric during various points in development. That's insane. Jason Momoa was the one I knew of. And to be honest with you, Bill Skarsgård I find infinitely more interesting as the character than Jason Momoa. So I'm naturally more interested in the movie just because of the Bill Skarsgård casting. But I still think this trailer looks a little rough.
The Bill Skarsgård of it makes me thumbs up it. But yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm going to go thumbs down out of caution, but I would be happy to be wrong and for this to be really good. So we'll see what happens.
Hell yeah.
We're going to jump ahead to September 6th with Beetlejuice.
I don't know, man. Sometimes you just gotta let things die. I'm gonna go thumbs down. I don't know. I don't think this is gonna be good.
Oh, John. I'm going thumbs way up.
All right.
The trailers look okay. I just have a feeling this is going to be a little bit of a return to form for Burton. I'm excited to see, Michael Keaton back in the role. I like the addition of Jenna Ortega to the cast. I don't know. I'm kind of excited for it, and I've got good vibes. I'm really nervous it's going to be bad, but I'm going to be positive on this.
I mean, they have a lot of original returning cast. The Jenna Ortega edition that's pretty big. I'm a big fan. I don't know, man. I feel like that magic's like people have tried to recapture it, and it doesn't work. I think that was a one-off. I don't think you can do another Beetlejuice. I think that movie did it and it was done. But
Beetlejuice, the original was one of those we had on a VHS, and I watched it to the point of almost wearing the tape out. I watched it so much. I love that movie.
Oh crap! Did we say it too many times?
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no! Summoned.
Michael Keaton just burst into my room.
It would have been really great if, inadvertently Gary had joined at that point, and
that would have been funny.
The juice of the pod. Alas, it didn't happen. September 13th, we have Speak No Evil. I don't know if you've heard of this one, Jahan. I actually talked about this movie a while back, probably sometime last year, because this was originally a Dutch horror film that I watched that shook me to the core when I saw it. They're making a remake of it for reasons that I don't really understand. I guess just to have bigger names in it, because the Dutch version, a lot of it is in English. So it's really no reason to remake it other than now James McAvoy and Mackenzie Davis and Scoot McNairy are going to be in this new version. There's a trailer out. It looks to be almost shot for shot a remake of the original. Yeah. But it's a horror film. I don't know if you've even heard of this one, Jahan, but are you
I rember you talking about the original. I'm going to cautiously thumbs down it, mostly because I hate it when they do this to foreign horror. Horror translates across cultural boundaries, and when you translate it for an American audience, you lose a lot of what they did it with Let the Right Ones In. They're planning on doing it with Train to Busan. I don't know, man. There's a lot of. I don't see the point. You don't need to. Just watch it with subtitles. It'll be fine.
I'm with you. Thumbs down at a principle. Not that I even think this is going to be bad. I think the trailer looks good, and if you haven't seen the original, I think it's very intriguing. even if the trailer maybe shows a little bit too much. But I like James McAvoy a whole lot, and especially when he's kind of playing the bad guy, which he seems to be in this. But out of principle, I'm going thumbs down because, to your point exactly, the original one is a lot of it's in English. It's done perfectly. There's no reason to remake it. It's kind of like what's the other one called? Funny Games. Did you ever watch that one?
No.
It's like the break-in movie. I can't remember. I should know what language the original one is in. It might be Swedish, actually. I'm looking this up live on the fly because this one's kind of baffling as well. Yeah, Funny Games. Michael Haneke is the director, if I'm pronouncing it right, and he did the original one, I believe. Yeah, in 1997, did Funny Games, and then the same director, remade it for American audiences later, and it was almost a shot-for-shot remake, and it's baffling as to why they even made it. That's kind of how I feel about Speak No Evil, except it's a new director, so. Anyways, we can move on from that one. September 20th, Transformers 1. This is the animated Transformers film. There is a trailer out for this now. It has the voices of Chris Hemsworth, Brian Tyree Henry, Scarlett Johansson, Keegan-Michael Key. Have you seen the trailer for this?
Yes.
How you feeling about it?
Honestly, it looks good. I was surprised. I was like, when they started playing it, I was like, okay, this is gonna suck. But like, I don't know, man. They had a lot of really quality world building, a lot of lore that they dumped on you, and it seemed, I don't know, like it seemed serious. You know, it seemed like they were taking the subject matter seriously, and you can go pretty far when you do that. It's interesting. I don't know. I'll watch it. I'll give it a thumbs up.
Yeah, it kind of like when you're doing all Cybertron type stuff, pre coming to Earth, it kind of makes sense to do it in an animated form because it'd be practically animated otherwise anyway.
Yeah.
So I think the animation looks interesting. I wasn't blown away by the trailer or anything, but I'll check it out. So I'll give it a light thumbs up.
Hell yeah. What else we
Please
got?
don't make me regret it. Megalopolis, September 27th, the new Francis Ford Coppola movie. It did premiere at Cannes and some of the festivals over the summer to reviews all over the place. This was on my most anticipated movies list of the year. I have to go thumbs up on this one just out of principle once again. Although this is one for the film bros. But you have any thoughts on Megalopolis?
I don't know much about it. Everything you're saying leads me to believe I'm gonna give this a thumbs down. Like I love movies, but I'm not a movie bro. You know what I mean? Like I'm different. I'm a different kind of consumer, and this doesn't really seem like it's necessarily for me. I'm not really big on the lengthy, pet project art films or that kind of stuff. It doesn't do it for me.
I don't think you're in the wrong for your choice, so I'll put it that way.
Excellent.
October 4th,
Ooh.
Joker, Folie à Deux, the Joker sequel starring Joaquin Phoenix and Lady Gaga.
I was not excited about this at all until I saw the most recent trailer, and now I'm like, oh, okay, this is actually probably going to be good. So I'm going to thumbs up this because like the Joker movie was great. I was like, why are they doing a part 2? Like, just stop making sequels all the time. Let good movies be good movies. But this looks like they might be making one that will stand side by side with the original and do well. So I think I'm going to give this thumbs up.
Yeah, I'm going to give it a thumbs up as well. The first Joker I found to be very good, even though I think a lot of the discourse around it is exhausting. But Todd Phillips made a really good film. Joaquin Phoenix won an Oscar. And
it's working.
And so it makes sense they're returning to the well on this one, although doing it as a musical, adding in Lady Gaga as Harley Quinn. It's like, if you're going to do this, they're taking all of the right steps. So yeah. I'm going to go with you. Thumbs up on this one.
Hell yes. Yeah, I mean, anytime the Joker's in the conversation, you get those guys. And, it's hard to talk to those guys.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. October 18th, Smile 2. Did you see the first Smile?
I did not, but I saw the trailer to this one, and it looked really creepy and good, and it makes me want to watch it. So I'm gonna thumbs up this as well.
Yep, thumbs up for me. I'd recommend it. Go check out Smile. It was a huge hit, like a huge box office hit when it came out. You know, made for a low budget, made a whole lot of money, did really well. I got to see this at Fantastic Fest at a premiere, so I had a great experience with it. With the first one, it was really good, and I'm looking forward to Smile 2. I think it's going to be solid. I everything about it looks good so far, so I'm in on Smile 2.
Hell yeah.
This is a good one. October 25th. Venom: The Last Dance. Venom. How are we feeling about Venom?
This is like Venom, right? Like Matt Hardy.
You mean Tom Hardy?
Tom
Matt
Hardy,
Hardy is the professional wrestler.
Yeah.
Known as one of the Hardy Boys, along with his brother Jeff.
Yeah, no. Tom Hardy. My bad. That's my fault. Yeah, this is Tom Hardy. No one cared who he was till he put the mask on. Right, all that stuff.
That is correct.
Thumbs down. Thumbs down. The one with Woody Harrelson was...
Yeah, Venom Let There Be Carnage, I believe is what you're...
Venom Let There Be Carnage was a mouthful of diarrhea. So I can't imagine they're going to do a better one as a third movie.
But there's a Venom horse in it. Did you see the
I saw. I witnessed.
I mean, 5 out of 5 stars. It's starting there, just based on the trailer. It can only go down.
It can only go down from there, Drew. It can only go down.
To shoot down to negative stardom to... Tell him all I know is to pile on your joke. Say more diarrhea of the mouth. I don't even know what to say. It's so disgusting, but it's very funny.
Sorry. It's how I say how I feel. And that movie was awful.
I appreciate that. We'll go to November 15th.
Okay.
There's the trailer for this actually just dropped last week, and I am intrigued. It's a movie called Here. It is directed by Robert Zemeckis of Back to the Future and Forrest Gump and Castaway fame. The movie stars Tom Hanks and Robin Wright, so reuniting them from Forrest Gump. The premise here is it's a camera that stays in the same place for the entire movie, but shows, this one home over time. So essentially showing the entire life of this couple and all that they go through. I think the trailer looks good. Premise is interesting. Hopefully a return to form for Zemeckis. I'm a thumbs up on Here. Have you seen the trailer for this yet?
I have not, but what you're describing to me now sounds pretty good. I'm going to thumbs up this. But
yeah,
I will not be seeing it in theaters because this will be when I'm having my child. So,
yes, only crazy people will go see movies in theaters a week after their child has been born.
Drew.
Red 1. This is the Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Chris Evans and J.K. Simmons Santa Claus rescue movie. A trailer for this just dropped recently. J.K. Simmons plays Santa Claus. He has been captured or kidnapped, something of the sort. So Dwayne Johnson teams up with Chris Evans to go save Santa Claus. That's what we're looking at here. How are you feeling about Red 1?
What the hell did you just say to me? I mean, definitely thumbs down. Because that sounds terrible, but I'm going to watch it during the holiday season, and I'm going to thoroughly enjoy it, but there's no way I'm giving it a thumbs up.
Fine. Ye of little faith, but I totally understand. The trailer for this looks kind of... I begrudgingly say that the trailer looks fun because it really kind of does.
It sounds fun.
This is the same director that did the past 2 Jumanji movies that also starred Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. So they have a history together.
Honestly, those movies were not terrible. So I don't know. This could be good.
I'm actually looking at Jake Kasdan, the director's filmography. Some really interesting films here. Got the Jumanji movies, but then we also have Sex Tape, and Bad Teacher, but then also Walk Hard, the Dewey Cox story, which is a great comedy.
That movie's excellent.
Orange County, the
With Jack Black.
Jack Black, Colin Hanks movie. Yeah, so some interesting ones there. I'm gonna go thumbs up on this one. It doesn't look. It looks fun. It looks fun. I'll just say it. It looks fun. Sure, Red One. Why not? I'm an insane person. I'm just fully unhinged. Thumbs up, Red One. What am I even doing?
I considered giving it a thumbs up because it does sound enjoyable. It's just, man, I'm not putting a thumbs up on that.
We're nearing the end here. Let's see. November 22nd, Gladiator 2. Thumbs up for me. Enough said. Ridley Scott directing, Joseph Quinn, Denzel Washington, Pedro Pascal, and of course Paul Mescal as the lead. This looks some images just dropped this past week. This looks phenomenal to me. I'm in on this.
Original Gladiator was The Grease, so I'm gonna give this a thumbs up.
Perfect. And I accidentally just closed my tab that had the release calendar, but I know what the next one was. That same weekend is Wicked, the movie adaptation of the musical.
With Ariana Grande?
Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo. Y'all can see the look on John's face right now. He almost looked like he was physically in pain a little bit.
I want to thumbs up it because I like the concept of Wicked. Not a big Ariana Grande fan. You know what?
This will be her really big film debut. Like, she's been in movies, but this will be the big one for her.
I'm a thumbs up it. I'm a thumbs up it. The Wizard of Oz is cool.
I am too. I think it's big spectacle, a lot of CG, but I do like the director, which is John M. Chu, who just recently did In the Heights, and before that did Crazy Rich Asians. So I think he's the right choice to do this. I think it looks okay. The problem is, one of the things that's kind of been kept out of the marketing for this one, and they do this with a lot of things, is that it's a part one.
Yeah.
This is Wicked Part 1. They're splitting the musical into 2 movies. So Wicked Part 1 comes out this year. Part 2 will come out in the fall probably around the same time in November of 2025. And if my memory serves correctly, I've only seen the musical Wicked once, but I've listened to the soundtrack a little bit. And if I'm remembering correctly, Wicked is pretty front-loaded. Like, the first half before intermission is better than the second half. The big number that is very famous for, Defying Gravity, is the song basically before intermission when you're seeing it in the theater. So I'm assuming that the movie will end with Defying Gravity, that's going to end. So I think part 1 will probably be pretty solid and get fans pumped, but it makes me nervous for part 2. So hopefully they spread some of the love. But I'll go thumbs up on Wicked. I don't know why I'm talking so much about Wicked. What are we doing here?
I mean,
Moana 2.
Moana 2, thumbs up.
Moana 2, thumbs up. I'm
Thumbs
with
up.
you, thumbs up. Wicked actually was supposed to be this weekend, and they moved back a few days, I think, to make room for Moana 2, because Moana 2 is like the most popular streaming movie of all time. It's like always number 1, even years later on Disney Plus. All the kids are going to go see Moana 2, and all the families.
Moana 2 is probably
Moana
my
2 is gonna be
favorite
big.
Disney movie. So
This one's interesting. Apparently it's supposed to be a Disney Plus series, and then it was going well, and they said, let's just combine it. Let's make it into a movie. And so that's what they've done here. So we'll see. December 13th, 2024, The Lord of the Rings, The War of the Rohirrim. I believe this was on your most anticipated list. Am I remembering correctly?
I don't have enough thumbs up, buddy. This is all the way. I'm going to watch it twice. This is the movie I've been waiting for. I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm a thumbs up on that one. How about on the same weekend when Kraven the Hunter releases?
12 thumbs down.
Yeah, you can make it 15 thumbs down. Add my 2 thumbs. Wait, that's bad math.
That's 3.
Yeah,
That's how
including my
bad
other
that
thumb,
movie
if you know what I'm
is.
saying. If you know what I'm saying, my other thumb got thrown in there. It's 15 thumbs down between the
15
two of
thumbs
us
down.
somehow. December 20th, we're getting in the holiday season here. Sonic the Hedgehog 3. This features Shadow the Hedgehog, voiced by Keanu Reeves.
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up. I'm with you. Thumbs up. Give me
Yeah.
Shadow.
So the
Give me all
first
Shadow.
Sonic was a thumbs down until I saw it, and then I was like, "Oh, this is good." And then the second one was the bomb. And so I have hope for the third one. Third one's probably going to be pretty good.
I'm with you on all this. So yeah, I'm a thumbs up. How about Mufasa, the Lion King? This is the live action, in quotes, because it is all animated, prequel to the Lion King. How you feeling about Mufasa?
Thumbs down. I do not give a shit. Don't care.
Yeah,
at
trailer
all.
didn't do much for me. The only thing that has me interested in this is that it is directed by Barry Jenkins. Barry Jenkins of Moonlight fame.
Okay.
So that I find to be, at the very least, interesting.
It's interesting for sure, but I have not been waiting 27 years or however long it's been for a Mufasa prequel. This was not on my list of things I ever wanted.
Well, and it's crazy because, like, Barry Jenkins, right? Moonlight, huge success. Best Picture at the Oscars. That was the strange La La Land Moonlight mix-up year. But Moonlight, the winner of Best Picture. And then his follow-up film was If Beale Street Could Talk, which is also a fantastic film. And those are the last two movies he made. His next movie is Mufasa, the Lion King, which is kind of crazy, but, you know, can't fault anybody for wanting to make money, but this is not doing it for me. I'm a thumbs down.
Thumbs down. Like, just why? No one wanted this. Get out of here.
And now we're at our final movie that I'm going to say here. I already know what your answer is going to be on this. It's the same as mine. Nosferatu on Christmas Day, December 25th. This is the Robert Eggers Nosferatu remake. Yeah, I saw you holding them thumbs up.
Oh, that's going to be
I'm
my
with
birthday
you.
movie, baby.
Yeah.
I'm all in on this, dude. I'm all in on this. It looked... Oh, man, I was excited for it, but then I saw the trailer, and I was blown away. It looks phenomenal. So, absolutely.
Yep, it does. I'm all in on Nosferatu. Probably other than Deadpool and Wolverine, of all these movies we've gone through, probably my most anticipated in the rest of the year. Can't wait.
That's fair. Yeah, I mean, it looks like it's going to be the best vampire movie of the past decade. So, like, I'm excited.
Awesome. Well, that was our game of thumbs up, thumbs down. A nice little
Had
look
fun.
ahead at
Had fun.
what else is coming. Good.
I give that game a thumbs up, Drew.
We have a lot to talk about for our fresh movies and fresh TV of the week, but some of these I think we'll be able to kind of fly through.
Yeah.
But do you want to start with there's actually two movies that you and I both saw. One
Absolutely.
of them we saw together.
Absolutely. Yeah, let's dive right in. We got to see the premiere of Maxxine, which is a sequel to X in the series there with Pearl. It is an 80s... I don't know. This wasn't really a slasher. X is absolutely... We talked about this before. It's absolutely more of a classic slasher. I believe you said that. This is much... I felt like this was more of a thriller than it was an actual true horror movie. I liked it. First thoughts, I liked it. What about you?
I'm with you. I also liked it. I think you set it up perfectly. So like X is silly at times. Like its villain and what they're doing, there's a lot that is scary and funny. But as far as these three movies go, it's more of a traditional horror slasher. Pearl, maybe more like psychological thriller-ish. It's kind of a slow burn. I liked it. Maxxine, yeah, I'm with you. Like, it is part slasher, but there's not that much gore, but there's enough going on. It is, I think thriller is the right way to put it. I think you put it perfectly. I I liked it. It's full of atmosphere and vibes. The 80s style is
Dude,
great. There's a big cast.
it was 80s distilled. It was pure 80s goodness. Loved it. It was refreshing. I don't know, man. It was, we got to see a movie the likes of which I thought we would never see again because the 80s are long over. They really recaptured that feeling. And as someone that grew up on 80s films, I know you did too, obviously. It was really nice to get there again. You know, it felt good.
Yeah, I'm with you. I thought this was great, and also like Mia Goth is just such a star. She's proved it with these three movies. She's had success in other things as well, but she's kind of reached the status of okay, I'm gonna go see anything that Mia Goth's in, whether it's horror, whether it's other genres. But she's proved to
I'm
be kind of a great scream queen, but also she she's so ruthless.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know how else to describe her. She's great.
She's powerful. She's beautiful. Man, she can act, dude. Like,
Yeah.
the layers that she's acting through, you know, because she's playing a former porn star who is an actress who is dealing with people that are, you know, doing, well, I don't want to give too much away, but she's dealing with being threatened while trying to film her first ever actual True Blue movie. And, like, when she did her audition scene, you know, and she started crying and all that, I was like, dude, she's, like, playing a person. Like, the layers of what she was doing was just insane. She knocked it out of the park.
And there's also some fun parallels in the movie because it's like the ruthlessness of Hollywood as compared to a slasher, like you know, an actual serial killer that's on the loose. But then also, and you know this if you've seen X, like it kind of deals with like religious fanaticism as well. Like there's a lot of different parallels and just extremism here that do work. Yeah, I like this a lot. I think the third act gets a little bit off the rails as they sometimes do in these kinds of movies, but not in a way that put me off of the movie. Like I'm still in on it.
It definitely went completely off the rails, but it was fine. It was good. And I liked it. Yeah, you're right about the themes. It definitely deals with a lot of like American Puritan culture and really confronts a lot of that past. And it's also still very relevant now. And yeah, they deal with the satanic panic in this movie. They deal with, you know, Christian fundamentalism. It's always nice to see the other side of the coin be criticized, you know, because, you know, coming from a mixed faith household, usually you know, Islam's cast as the bad guy, but it's nice to you know, get a little tit for tat on that one. It was good. I liked it a lot, and it was the bad guys were scary, man. They, you know, they definitely were disturbing.
Yeah,
Kevin
agree.
Bacon, dude. I didn't.
Which he will come up again here in a minute. But yeah, he plays a bad guy in this, and he's just become so good in his latter career, just being a scumbag in a lot of movies.
He was awesome in this, man. I didn't know he was in this. When I saw him, I was blown away, dude. I was so happy to see him, and his character is fantastic.
Yeah, he's great. So that's Maxxine. Jahan and I got to enjoy it together. Great experience. Good movie. That's out in theaters this weekend after 4th of July. And then we didn't see this one together, but we did both see A Quiet Place Day One. Jahan, what'd you think of A Quiet Place Day One?
Very surprising. Very good. A lot of really impressive performances. Lupita Nyong'o kills it, as she always does. And yeah, man, I had a really good experience at the theater. People were very quiet. Usually Alamo is very strict about talking and stuff, so like it was a very quiet theater, which you kind of need for this movie. I don't know, man. It didn't care about any of the other movies. You know what I mean? Like it was its own movie. It stood on its own. They had a very complicated character going through some very complicated things. And then she met somebody who understood, and it was a beautiful movie. which is weird to say about a horror movie. It was beautiful. It was touching. Like, it had its moments. It had a lot of raw emotionality of people confronting mortality, and it was good. I liked it. Thumbs up.
I'm right with you. I think when they announced A Quiet Place Day One, that would be a prequel to the other movies, that it was going to, be the day of the invasion, but set in New York, starring different actors than the other films. I'm like, okay, I already know what this is going to be. You just kind of go into it with that mindset. But this one did surprise me. I think Lupita Nyong'o is great. I didn't know all about her character, what her character was going through before seeing the movie.
Yeah.
So I won't say what that is. But just very clearly when the movie started and you learn about her, I was like, oh, okay, this is what we're doing here. I was immediately invested. Joseph Quinn is very great as well. And it's just amazing at how much character development there is in this movie between two characters and the relationship when they can barely speak. They have to whisper most of the time. And there's still so much more character development than in movies that have, excessive dialogue. So this is really well done. Worth noting, it's Michael Sarnowski, the director, same guy that directed Pig, a movie that you and I both really liked.
Oh, really? Okay.
The success of Pig is what landed him the job of A Quiet Place Day One.
That's funny.
He wrote the movie with John Krasinski. They wrote it together. And I think that the care that went into this shows, and this is not just a blockbuster cashing a check movie. This is a very intricately crafted horror prequel. And to me, it shows, I'm like, okay, I'm in on any A Quiet Place movies. Give me a day one in Japan. Give me day one in other cities, London, with new characters going through new problems, and just give me that character. Even if it's the same invasion plot with these aliens that react to sound, if you're giving character development like what's in this movie, I can watch them all day. So I really enjoyed it.
It's kind of the same mentality they originally had with The Walking Dead. The dead are the background, but the characters are the story, and they really kill it in this. Yeah, I didn't realize that the Pig director did this, because that's why he brought Alex Wolff over, probably because he's the main character, well, second main character in that movie. And yeah, man, Joseph Quinn, you mentioned, him and Lupita Nyong'o, without saying anything, somehow managed to give a phenomenal performance. It's really something to see. They communicate on a much deeper level, and it's crazy.
I'm going to say something that might be controversial, though,
okay.
Jahan.
Okay.
I love animals. I have pets of my own. Big pet guy. Love pets. Cat in this movie?
Yep.
I would have been done. I would have been over it. I'm like, sorry, cat. You're probably better off on your own than with me. See you later. Cat gave me a lot of anxiety in this movie.
The cat gave me a lot of anxiety as well. But I mean, it's a cat, a beautiful cat, and its name's Frodo. So I would never give up. I would never give up.
Fair enough. So yeah, Quiet Place. That's two movies fresh from both of us, Maxxine and A Quiet Place.
And both of them certified fresh, I believe.
Definitely so. I also went to another movie in theaters. I did see Kevin Costner's Horizon: An American Saga Chapter 1. I saw all 3 hours and 1 minute of it in theaters. There's a lot to talk about with this movie, from the behind-the-scenes nature of it. I'm not going to go through it all here because there's tons of podcasts and articles you can read about it. All you need to know is that basically Kevin Costner dumped a lot of his own money into the making of this. It is his passion project he's been wanting to do for decades. It is conflicts between this show and the creators of this movie, I should say, and the creators of Yellowstone, as well as other behind-the-scenes drama that led to Costner's departing Yellowstone, one of the most popular shows on TV. And it's because we're getting 1,000 chapters of this Horizon, an epic Western that is Kevin Costner's just ultimate dream project. So he directed this. Chapter 1, it's in theaters now, and it feels like a 3-hour pilot to a Western TV show. the first hour starts off really solid. I was like, this is really good. And then the movie just starts jumping around, introducing new characters, new environments, new settings. It's hard to wrap your head around it. It absolutely feels like when you're watching a new show and you're kind of learning who the characters are and learning what their motivations are and what their storyline is. Except instead of you getting any resolution to those storylines in this movie, it kind of abruptly ends and shows a montage for what's to come in chapter 2. So it's competently made. It looks good. The performances are good. Kevin Costner, Sam Worthington, Sienna Miller, Giovanni Ribisi, Jenna Malone, Danny Houston. I mean, there's like a ton of people in this movie, and like Thomas Hayden Church is supposed to be in future ones, and there's people I'm forgetting. I'm just going off the top of my head. Michael Rooker is in this. There's a lot of people in it. And it's all fine. There's just no payoff in this movie. So if you don't know what you're getting yourself into, it could be a very frustrating experience. That being said, I was in it enough that when I saw the montage for chapter 2, I was like, looks pretty good. they might have got me. I got to see chapter 2. So I'm giving thumbs up to Horizon American Saga chapter 2 in the future, just because chapter 1 got me interested enough to see it. But chapter 1 might be kind of a mess for your traditional theater goer that doesn't know what they're getting into. So yeah, that's I'm mixed on it. So I'm gonna say fresh question mark, but leaning more towards fresh, just because it's so outrageous what he's done here. You can't help but at least be interested.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm going with. And then lastly, I won't dwell on this for too long, but I made my way through the entire Beverly Hills Cop series, which includes the new release that just came out today on Netflix, Beverly Hills Cop 4, aka Beverly Hills Cop Axel F. So the theme, which we hummed in a previous episode, that I'm not going to do that again, but it's just going to be stuck in my head for the foreseeable future. It's
pretty
new one,
catchy.
It is. The new one's pretty good. Like, it's more of a sequel. It's more in line with the original. The first one directed by Martin Brest, second one directed by Tony Scott, the third one directed by John Landis. All very different tones. The second one is like a very big action Tony Scott kind of movie. The third one's almost like a cheesy kids movie, but with an R rating. The third one is just a wild experience. It's for somebody that's come to it late. It is just extremely strange, but this one's a little bit more of a return to form, and it's pretty solid for a legacy sequel like this. There's some storylines that are kind of cliche and that we've seen a million times in these late sequels like they're doing, but this one's pretty fine, and Netflix is making a big push for it. It's going to be the number one movie on Netflix for the next few weeks. I'm sure it's going to do great for them. But yeah, that's Beverly Hills Cop, Axel F, and the rest of the Beverly Hills Cop series. I enjoyed my time with it.
I might get around to it. I didn't hate Beverly Hills Cop, so this could be good. That's it for fresh movies of the week. Let's move quickly on to fresh TV. I'm gonna jump in just with one that I only watched one episode of the show and just barely got a feel for it. So there's a new show called Supercell on Netflix. This is a British superhero show. I only watched the first one. It kind of sets up towards the end of the first episode, kind of sets up like Heroes vibes. But unfortunately, it's a little bit of Heroes after the writer's strike. So I'm not sure if this is going to be good. It was kind of cheesy.
That's not a way to get me interested in a show by describing it that way.
Yeah, it was kind of cheesy a bit. It wasn't bad. It had some decent acting in it. The character development was okay. But it just seems like a kind of a hokey, trying to be The Boys on a lower budget sort of superhero show from the UK. So who knows?
Fair enough.
I will continue. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep watching. Honestly, that's how I felt about it. It was fine, but maybe it might be really good. Who knows?
Very nice. So that's Supercell. I'll just talk about another one really quick. The Bear, premiered on Hulu last week. All 10 episodes of it dropped. I've only watched the first two, so I'm not going to say too much right now, other than the first two are really solid, and I'm going to be continuing to watch it. I'll just say this. Between The Bear and A Quiet Place Day One, right? That is, Eben Masbakarag is in The Bear, and he's playing the Thing in the upcoming Fantastic Four movie, and then we have Joseph Quinn in A Quiet Place Day One, who's playing Johnny Storm, Human Torch. And I did watch both of these things, kind of now with that in the back of my mind as a superhero fan.
It's kind of funny.
And I just think both are going to be really good. When you're watching The Bear, knowing that Richie is going to be Thing, I think it's inspired casting, and watching this season, just knowing that, I'm like, yeah, he's going to be really good.
It's pretty interesting casting.
It's not four to nail.
It's not bad. Yeah, he's got to be right. He definitely has. He plays anger well, so it's good.
Yeah, that's The Bear. I just wanted to comment on that really quick. I don't want to say too much because I haven't watched all of it yet. But other than it's pretty good so far, and I've heard good things.
Fair enough. I will talk about The Mole on Netflix. The Mole is a reality TV show in which it's a big group of people. They're competing.
They all go to the dermatologist.
They all go to the dermatologist. Whoever has the biggest mole wins. No, one person is a liar. One person is a hired person. Not necessarily actor, but everybody sends in a mole submission tape and argues why they would be a good mole. They pick somebody, and I feel like they must pay them out of pocket or something because they can't win the pot. They're just there to keep the pot low, to screw with people, to create mayhem, and to lie and be everyone's friend. And so I watched the latter half of last season, which I think was the third season, with Jen. And I was interested. I thought it was cool. It was a cool concept, and the missions they do are very Spy Games-esque. Some of them are really cool. This new season opens up with the crew, all these strangers having to organize a paintball defense against these other people. And if one of these other people make it to the car, they get to take someone's spot in the season. So it was high stakes from the get-go. People shooting paintballs at people. I don't know, it was fun. And then another time they were rappelling off of a 100-story building. Very interesting missions, and the intrigue aspect of the social interactions is exciting. So yeah, I'm not a big reality TV fan. This got me. It is on Netflix. The Mole. I think it's worth a watch.
Very cool. I also I caught up on The Acolyte, although I think there's a new episode out now that I haven't watched, but I caught up through episode 5. And I've been up and down on this show, but episode 5 was the big action episode that everybody's been buzzing about, and I thought it was extremely strong, and it got me back into the series. I thought it was not only easily the best episode of this series, but one of the better episodes of Star Wars TV that we've had in the Disney Plus era. I thought it was that strong. And it was really good, and it was nice to be excited about Star Wars, even if it was just one episode of a TV show. Yeah. I've heard that the newest episode kind of slows things back down, which is to be expected, but at least this show has, my interest in it has been reinvigorated, and I'll continue to watch it. So I just wanted to shout that out.
Yeah, after you told me about this episode, I actually started watching again. I haven't caught up yet, but I am trying to get back into it, so...
Yeah, just get to, I knocked out 4 and 5 back to back. That was the best way to do it. And it was pretty strong. And then, of course, the big one, you and I have both been watching, but episode 3 of House of the Dragon dropped over the weekend, and I thought it was really great.
I thought it was fantastic. A lot of exciting things happen. Forces are on the moves. Dragons are in the sky. They're playing their shadow games in the political field. Everything's moving at the same time. Finally, the chocks are off, the wheels are rolling, and it's all gonna come to a head soon. Probably in this coming episode. This coming episode is going to be crazy. I thought it was incredible. I still can't believe how good this show turned out to be, because none of us thought it was going to be this good when it was first announced.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's the highs of... the highs of House of the Dragon maybe don't reach the same highs of Game of Thrones, although they're pretty close. But I feel like the floor, like the low end of House of the Dragon, has been way higher than some of the lows of Game of Thrones. So it's like
Absolutely.
it's been just very solid. And of all the shows that we've talked about, including The Bear, which The Bear I love, but man, they should have made that an episode an episode a week and done weekly drops so it could be a conversation. As far as House of the Dragon goes, it feels like appointment viewing, and I like having that in my life for at least one show. Like, I have to watch it on Sunday night so that I can be in the conversation,
Absolutely.
that I can know what the memes are referring to, so I don't get anything spoiled. You know, I gotta be in on House of the Dragon, and I like that about it. I like that it feels like you have to watch it.
Yeah. That actually, the episodic, like the weekly release of that actually reminded me, The Boys. I'm still watching that, and they're still releasing weekly, so that's my Thursday show. House of the Dragon every week, man, and then The Boys as well. Watch it every single week. Don't miss an episode. This past episode of The Boys wasn't bad. And if you saw it, you'll get that. But yeah, it was pretty off the wall. Even for The Boys, it felt like jumping the shark, but somehow The Boys can get away with it completely. Like it wasn't jumping the shark, but it was definitely nuts. Some pretty ridiculous stuff happened. It was fantastic. Yeah, I can't wait for you to catch up and see what's happening right now, Drew.
And I've still been watching season 1. I just haven't finished season 1 yet. I didn't include it because I just hadn't watched enough to really justify it yet. Yeah. But I am still watching it.
That excites me. But still, of all the TV shows that we've both watched, House of the Dragon by far outshines them all.
I agree.
For me personally.
I agree.
That's it for Fresh TV of the week. I haven't really been playing any games except for Marvel Snap, which I'm enjoying the current season, and that's all I'll say.
Well, I did finally platinum Rise of the Ronin, which is the PS5 game I had been talking about for a while, so that was exciting, and I was glad to kind of put a pin in that one and move on to something else. And then they randomly kind of dropped this 20th anniversary version of Beyond Good and Evil, which is an old PS2 and GameCube and Xbox game that was released by Ubisoft back 20 years ago. And a game that I really liked back then. They released an HD version back in like probably 2010-ish, sometime around then, on Xbox that I dabbled with. But when they released this 20th anniversary version, I played it, and I've already beaten it because it's a pretty quick game. But because I still subscribe to Ubisoft Plus, if you remember, I brought this up back in the fall of last year when the new Assassin's Creed game was coming out, Assassin's Creed Mirage. I was like, I'll subscribe to Ubisoft Plus and I can play it. And the new Avatar game comes out a month after that, and I'll play that. Well, I beat Mirage. I dabbled with Avatar, but then, if you remember, Baldur's Gate 3 was released on Xbox around the same time as Avatar. So, of course, I jumped over to that. But I've used my Ubisoft Plus. I played the Prince of Persia new side-scroller. And then I happened to play this, and I've just kept on to the subscription because the new Star Wars Outlaws game comes out next month. And so I'm like, well, I might as well keep subscribed because I'm still kind of getting my money's worth from playing these games as they come out. But yeah, and then there's a new Assassin's Creed game again coming out. I'm probably going to keep the subscription to pay that. So they unfortunately got me. And it's painful, but it is what it is.
It is what it is, man. That's how they get you. They get you hooked on the subscription cycle. Well, that's it for all of our fresh games, TV, and movies for the week. Now let's up to our fresh picks, the freshest thing that we experienced this week. For me, it was Maxxine. I loved it. It was fantastic. Go see it. Don't take your kids.
Definitely don't take your kids. That's a good note. I was torn on my fresh pick of the week, Jahan, because honestly, between A Quiet Place Day One and Maxxine, I liked both a lot, but I probably liked A Quiet Place Day One as a movie a little bit more. But my experience of seeing Maxxine and seeing it with you and getting sushi, delicious sushi beforehand, was a big plus. So I'm going with the sushi that Jahan and I enjoyed before our screening of Maxxine.
Bro, that was some of the
Man,
best sushi of my life. Shout out to Oishi in the Galleria area of Houston. Not a sponsor, but fantastic. Thank you very much.
Yeah, the outside of the building is pretty like nondescript, but then you go in and it was packed. It was busy. It's obviously a popular joint. They had good happy hour, but man, the sushi was great. John and I split a lot of stuff. We ate a lot of sushi.
We ate a lot of sushi. It was no regrets, man. We're going back there at some point. But no, that's a good fresh pick for sure. That closes us out for the week. That was a good week. We had a good week of stuff. We watched a lot. I feel accomplished. Hey, thanks everyone for listening. This has been Fresh Out the Podcast. I have been the board game guru and game master extraordinaire, Jahananan. And if you're wondering about the game mastering, I do that over on the other stream that we have, Fresh Out the Box, with Gary, the podcast Poppy, and comedian guy. We do that. What is it? Thursdays and Fridays. We got our Fallout game coming up this Friday. That's a bi-weekly game. We play all kinds of tabletop role-playing games from Green Ronin, Modifius, and 100 other companies. Come check us out if you like tabletop role-playing games. We'd love to have you. But yeah.
And I am the professional media and movie mastermind, the Funhouse, Drew Munhausen. Catch us on social media platforms. I'm at Drew Munhausen on all the different stuff. Follow me on Letterboxd. You can see what I'm logging there, what movies I'm watching. But or you can catch me here because I'm going to talk about them all here anyways. And this has been episode 129 of Fresh Out the Podcast.
Thanks for listening. Stay fresh.